So, y'all know what time it is. We in the lounge, and before we get started, I'll need you to do me a repetitive favor and hit the like, share, comment, subscribe button. And especially that comment, you need to tell me how you really feel, because it's the First Amendment we trying to protect here. Number one is free speech. With that being said, it is time for your meds. So how y'all doing? I know it's been a really crazy 2 weeks now. You know, they got the variant spreading. Last week it was the pandemic of the unvaccinated. I mean, even your politicians went as far as this.
It never occurred to me after 3 highly effective vaccines were developed in under a year that we'd have difficulty getting Americans to take the shots. But that's obviously where we are. I want to underscore in the strongest possible manner I can, and I say this with some authority, as you all know, as a result of being a polio victim myself and being very aware that it took 7 decades to come up with 2 effective polio vaccines. This was done in under 1 year. These shots need to get in everybody's arm as rapidly as possible, or we're going to be back in a situation in the fall that we don't yearn for, that we went through last year.
I want folks to get vaccinated. That's the cure. That prevents everything. Why we want to mess around with just temporary stuff? We don't need to encourage people to just go halfway with curing this disease. Let's get it done, and we know what it takes to get it done. Let's get a shot in your arm. And so I've done it. It's safe, it's effective, the data proves that it works. It doesn't cost you anything.
What is it going to take to get people to get shots in arms?
I don't know, you tell me. Folks supposed to have common sense. But it's time to start blaming the unvaccinated folks, not the regular folks. It's the unvaccinated folks that are letting us down.
Bitch, I don't know what's wrong. Us regular people. So all you red bleeding Republicans out there who love your establishment turtleneck motherfucker Mitch McConnell, dude's selling out, bro. Dude's been selling out. On top, then they go and ask the Alabama governor. I don't know what's wrong, us regular people. So she basically said you're less than a human being. You're less than a normal person if you don't get the jab. And people question, I mean, why don't you get it? Why don't you get it? All right, so why don't I get it? Do you not understand that the same people who are suspected and being involved and releasing this thing and covering up the information and been lying to you over and over and over and over and over and over and over again are the same ones telling you to get the goddamn jab? Have you failed to realize that yet? If I lied to you over and over and over and over and over and got caught doing it over and over and over again, would you trust me? Now, as of last Sunday, I was like, God, I just need something. Give me some kind of smoking gun that I can be as a better explanation. And that's why I haven't put one out in a week, because I needed some time to really think about what's going on, because this is getting dangerous. All right. So I stumbled across this article after scrolling down maybe 10 different articles. After searching, do vaccinated people shed viruses? Are they shedding the virus? Right? 10 different debunk articles from mainstream establishment, puppet, CIA media. And I stumbled across this one by Dr. Ariana Love, and this is in March. Now understand, this is in March. In a recent turn of events, vaccine developer Gert van den Bosch, PhD, DVM, delivered a dire warning to mankind in an interview on March 8th, imploring all nations to immediately change course and halt the experimental COVID-19 vaccine trials. The future of the human race is at stake. Dr. Bosch is a world-leading vaccine scientist and virologist who worked for Gavi and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. With credibility and expertise that off the charts backed by sound science, Dr. Bosch instructed nations to halt all COVID-19 vaccinations immediately or an uncontrollable monster will be unleashed. We will be soon confronted with a super infectious virus that completely resists our precious defense mechanism, the human immune system. Because the ability to fight off the diseases in their body's natural ability to fight off diseases, including coronaviruses, has been entirely destroyed because they offered themselves up as lab rats in a deadly, unapproved medical trial, Dr. Bosch continues. Even though the first dose may protect you from developing symptoms, the virus may still be able to replicate and transmit. Exerting high immune pressure without preventing viral replication and transmission is a recipe for selective viral immune escape. However, what we are now more and more observing, even more worrisome, even those who got fully vaccinated before exposure to COVID-19 are no longer controlling virus replication and transmission. This is because they're now increasingly infected by more infectious variants, the spike protein of which is different from the one comprised in the vaccine. Hence, the virus increasingly evades the vaccinal antibody response. It's breeding grounds for variants. And I watched this hour-long video. The whole variant thing is bullshit. And it's not bullshit, in other words, there's no variants. And it's bullshit, in other words, the virus mutates a particular molecule. The virus mutates every 10 hours. So variants have just been popping up ever since it got unleashed. Do you understand what I'm saying? So now, you basically, when they shot people up, they planted seeds. It's a garden for the virus to create new, stronger, more potent variants.
I've been alone for so long. And when I realized that the laboratory was having the same name, first name and last name, of the evil that had been plaguing us, I thought to myself, that's up.
Now you see why people are kind of pushing back against the vaccine. Now check this out. I mean, you can't call Saul.
Some familiar faces were among the hundreds of people getting their COVID vaccine today in Southwest Albuquerque. Actors Bob Odenkirk and Ray Seahorn got their first shot this afternoon at the National Hispanic Cultural Center near 4th and Bridge. They're currently in Albuquerque shooting the 6th and final season of Better Call Saul and wanted to help promote getting vaccinated.
Our number came up and Stephen led the way of connecting us up so we could do this together. Yeah. And here we are, happy to get our first vaccine, Pfizer.
Yep.
So far, it doesn't hurt at all.
No. Doing good.
Maybe a little.
It'll probably be sore later.
Bob Odenkirk was rushed to the hospital on Tuesday after collapsing on the set of AMC's Better Call Saul. Sources confirmed to The Hollywood Reporter that the incident occurred in Albuquerque, New Mexico, during filming for the 6th and final season of the Breaking Bad spin-off series. Crew members immediately surrounded the 58-year-old and called an ambulance. As of late Tuesday night, Odenkirk was still receiving medical care. The cause of his collapse is currently unknown.
And then Michael Rappaport had gotten the jab.
We are dealing with a pandemic of the unvaccinated. It is a pandemic of the unvaccinated. Okay? You're listening to these dummies. You're not a scientist. Get your vaccine. We have a pandemic of the unvaccinated.
And since he gotten the jab, he thought he was good and he was celebrated as a hero. Then he found out the news the other day that they finally admitted it. Now, I said this article I read was in March. We just found out, the news just started, 2-3 days ago, started telling us that the variants are being shed within vaccinated people. So this was him vaccinated.
You're not a scientist. Get your vaccine. We have a pandemic of the unvaccinated.
And this is him after the vaccination when he finds out that he is being told that he's a super spreader.
I just watched Tony Fauci and CNN and Fox tell me that people with the vaccine, vaccinated people, are now spreading the coronavirus. I went from being a hero because I'm vaccinated, and now you motherfuckers are calling me a super spreader?
Now, and one more thing. Hey, look, did you see what happened in the NFL the other day? All right? Coaches are being fired and released because they refuse to get the jab. Do you blame them? Come on. And what they're doing is when they do in these big institutions, because that's where everybody's looking. Everybody's watching that happen. They want that to happen to you. Now, with that being said, football season's about to be in full swing. This, what Dr. Bosch had to say, the best, easiest description I could put it, because we're not scientists, we don't really understand the lingo. This guy said it best.
This is not like a drug. This is very serious. He uses the term long-lived antibodies. I'm going to use sort of a football way to describe. Now, I think this video is pretty clear, but I really want to make sure that we all get this because I actually learned something this week that I wasn't fully aware of, and now it is crystal clear. But let me see if I can help make it crystal clear for anybody that's sort of thinking about what he said. Now, here's what he is describing. And this is sort of, if you ever, played any sport, soccer, football, hopefully this makes some sense to you. But on our team, in our immune system, we have what are called non-specific antibodies. They have, he called it broad spectrum. It's broad spectrum, low affinity. They don't care who is coming across. In this case, let's look at the other team. Let's say these are all variants of coronavirus. We got the A variant, FTRL-YX, okay? Now, it doesn't matter who gets the ball in this case. When we have non-specific, anyone that comes across. So let's say X gets the ball, running back gets the ball, comes running over here, boom, right here, non-specific antibodies, boom, tackle, dead, not going anywhere. But let's say it's a different play. Let's say they decide we're going to run Y. So they run Y with a roundabout coming through here. Boom, it doesn't matter. Non-specific, we see the Y too. It doesn't matter. We're going to go after anything because it's non-specific. It's brilliant. These are brilliant antibodies you have as your natural immune system. What if it's a trick play? What if they toss it to A and over here tries to get through? Doesn't matter. Bam, non-specific's going to go after the A variant too. This is how your immune system works, and it's fantastic. Now let's talk about what happens when we're given a vaccine. All right, here we go. Let's go to the next one. So in this case, we're now going to move into vaccine-induced antibodies. As he said, they're long-lived. They don't go away. This isn't a drug that's going to wear off 2 days from now. We say, you know what? You had an allergic reaction. We're not going to do that drug anymore. It is in you forever. There's no getting this thing out. And what did it just do? It created what he called specific antibodies. Specific antibodies is now what we're going to discuss. So now in this scenario playing football, essentially everyone on the team has been told, you're looking for X. The antibody created, in this case, for the spike protein of SARS-CoV-2 that we first saw at the very beginning before there's any variants, our vaccine is going to make you fight that really well. So how does that work? Well, it's great. The coach basically said, I know for a fact that X, the running back there, is going to get the ball. So everyone on the team key on X. Great. So X gets the ball. Boom, comes through. It doesn't matter, man. They're all going to jump in there. Yeehaw! Yay, the vaccine's awesome. It totally stopped the virus. Okay? But now here is the problem he's talking about. This entire team can only respond to X. It only understands that it's it's an antibody specific to the virus it's looking for. So what happens if Y gets the ball? What if the team, they know, it doesn't matter, the coach said it was going to be X, it doesn't matter. Y gets the ball, Y comes around, boom, goes through here, can go anywhere they want. X does nothing. Boom, win, we're in the end zone, we just won. Virus wins the whole game. Because no one on the team was waiting for X, was planned for X. In fact, they were told, don't go near X. I mean, don't go near Y. Okay? All right. But here's something that I didn't understand. I understood that, and we've talked about that basically on the show, not in this way. But it goes one step further, and this is what I think. Oh, I did that wrong. Hold on one second. Boom. Bam. Here we go. All right. Here's what I did not understand about the immune system last week that I do now. When he says that the vaccine-induced antibodies are long-lived, it means they're going to be there forever. He also basically explains that they are more robust. The virus-specific antibodies, the specific ones, they're more robust, and they outcompete your non-specific natural immune antibodies. So in this case, you do have some natural non-specific antibodies in there that could handle any one of the variants. But the problem is these guys are bullies. They're bigger. They're stronger. They're more, specific, and they're ready to do their job. So if Y gets the ball and starts coming around, our non-specific antibody is going to want to jump in there. Unfortunately, our vaccine-induced is going to push this out of the way and become a blocker to make sure that that antibody or that virus gets all the way in and wins and gets the touchdown and could possibly leave you dead. This vaccine is bullying away your remaining natural immune system. You do have these, but they're never going to work again. Do you realize how horrifying this is? Now think about the hundreds of millions of people that are lining up around the world, that are lined up outside of stadiums right now because CNN and Tony Fauci just said, I love this vaccine.
That up.
So, and I haven't even begun to tell y'all what I think is really going on. You'll find out on the next one. Peace.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.